The latest responses to come out of North Korea?
Well, the foreign minister was commenting about Kim Jong-un's threat for a countermeasure against what he called a mentally deranged Trump's comments at the United Nations. And the foreign minister basically speculated that Kim was talking about perhaps doing a hydrogen bomb test in the Pacific. Right now, most analysts believe that that's just a lot of rhetoric. The possibility of that happening is probably very, very small, mainly because that is really, truly would be a red line for China and Russia to do something about North Korea.
And Peter, just talk to us very briefly. Of course, we woke up this morning to new sanctions. How harsh are these new sanctions on North Korea?
Well, again, I think most people believe those to be incremental. These financial sanctions come on top of export and import bans on textiles, refined petroleum. These are basically trying to cut off what Trump said were, financial mechanisms that North Korea has been using to fund their nuclear weapons program. How that works, nobody is quite certain. As you know, and as people here in South Korea know, a lot of these sanctions have not worked, never worked, mainly because North Korea has always maintained that they are going to develop a nuclear weapon, even if it means that their people will eat grass. And those are the words that they have used to show how determined they are.
Yeah, well, salad is grass, isn't it? Anyway, on a more serious note here, Peter, we heard from the South Korean President Moon. He was taking a more diplomatic approach than Donald Trump during his speech in the UN. And just for our viewers right now, let me just replay that clip for them. Listen in.
It must immediately cease making reckless choices that could lead to its own isolations and downfall and choose the path of dialogue. I urge North Korea to abandon its hostile policies against other countries and give up its nuclear weapons program in a verifiable and irreversible way.
Peter, where does South Korea stand on these additional sanctions?
Well, I think for the regular folks on the street, they feel like they're in the middle of basically two bullies, President Donald Trump and North Korea's Kim Jong-un. What's interesting watching last night's speech by Moon was that there seemed to be almost like a terrible bad cop, good cop routine going on here with Donald Trump, obviously, being the bully, the belligerent, the hawkish, I will destroy North Korea comments, whereas Moon took a much more dovish, peace-loving approach. I'm not sure if that will work here, but in South Korea, for most folks here, they feel like they're kind of stuck in the middle. Nothing that they can do at this point, and as you can see, the market's reaction has been tad light relative to the fury and the bellicose comments. They've seen this before, and it's almost like, okay, they're kind of resigned to being in the middle of a lot of rhetoric.